delighted to have Mr. Eric Mauck on the show today. How you doing, Eric?
I'm well. How are you?
Doing good. Tell us a little bit about your background.
Sure. I'm Eric Mauck. I'm 39 years old. I live in Fort Worth. I grew up in Texas, born in Texas. I've lived in the Northeast, and I'm just a normal, everyday guy that's running for Congress.
Eric, you're a man of many talents. You were a pastor, drummer, a comedian, you're in management. That's just to name a few things. And have those things led you to the path of running for Congress in District 26?
You know, I recently attended an event in Atlanta, and one of the guest speakers talked about, fulfilling your dreams. And I've done comedy over the past, 6-7 years, and I'm 39. Why not give it a try? I've always wanted to run for Congress. I think I'm extremely funny, and I think maybe politics needs a little sense of humor, especially in Congress with the approval rating sitting, at about 15%. So I thought, this is the time. Let's do it.
But speaking of District 26, right? Previous notable congressmen of District 26 includes Michael Burgess, Dr. Michael Burgess, Dick Armey. And those are names most Texans are familiar with, and both Republicans, both held office for at least a decade apiece.
Right.
The only Democrat to win District 26 was Mr. Vandergriff, Tom Vandergriff, who held office for 2 years. And that was back in the day. It was back in the 80s.
It was back when the district started. That's how long it's been since a Democrat won.
This would be considered a tall order for some, but you've always accepted the challenge of the underdog role. So I really get the feeling you cherish this opportunity.
Absolutely. I mean, it is a tall order, if you will. It's going to be a challenge. District 26 has had one Democrat, and they were the original individual that was elected back when the district was formed. And so, but Dr. Burgess is a good man, and so I'm certainly not going to trash him or tear him down personally, but I'm going to present some ideas. And I hope that the people find that my ideas are better than his, and they'll elect me. So I of course think I'm the better candidate. I'm going to bring a little humor, kind of look like Brad Pitt, but I look forward to it. And I think a year from now we'll be writing the book about this, Larry.
So you think there's a lane for you to attract some of the Republicans out there, not just Democrats?
Sure. I don't. I'm running as a Democrat, but there are things on the Republican Party stands for that I agree with. There are things on the Democrat Party that I agree with, libertarian, independent. And I think that's what most people do. I think when they sit around the table or they're out having a drink with their friends and they're talking politics or what they believe, they don't have this select box of things that they believe or they fall in, and that's kind of where I'm at. And so, I need Republicans to vote for me. I need Democrats and independents to vote for me to have any chance. And so, absolutely, pretty good upset coming this year in District 26, Larry.
Right. We live in a society where everything's politically correct. Do you sometimes worry that if you're elected, you'd have to scale back on some of your comedic material?
Absolutely. I am a comedian. I'm running as a comedian. I am also a retail store manager. I'm a funny guy, I believe. I think I'm funny. I'm witty, sarcastic. But there's going to be a time in this election for me to be serious. There's going to be a time for me to make jokes. I will promise you this. You'll be entertained more than most elections. I'll also promise you this. I'm going to make some mistakes. I'm not a politician. There's some things I'm going to say that I probably wouldn't if I was a politician, but I'm serious about winning, and I think that you'll see a tone down on the comic on the comic side, but you'll definitely see some comedy in the election.
But I got to get your personal opinion on this, because I just talk about being politically correct, and I see Donald Trump. He makes outlandish statements, and it's like honey. It's like honey. It attracts the bees. It's amazing to me. Where in the past, it's always been, hey, you got to be careful what you say. And it seems like he intentionally goes out of his way to say things to attract people. So, maybe you don't have to tone it down too much.
Well, I'm certainly not going to be Donald Trump. I certainly don't support Donald Trump. I wouldn't, I don't want to have, I don't know that anybody wants to have a lot of things in common with Donald Trump. And he does soak up a lot of the energy and suck up a lot of the air in this campaign. But There's sometimes when when you ask a question, they want you to answer the question. And I think that a guy like Bernie Sanders, in a good way, does that. He tells you what he thinks. He's authentic, and that's what I want to be. I want to be authentic. I don't want to be fake and phony. Again, I'm not a politician, so if you ask me something, I'm probably going to tell you what I really think, and maybe you don't like it. So we'll still be friends.
Do you separate your personal life from your professional life, or is that something even capable of being once you become in the public eye?
Well, I've kind of been in the public eye I've had a couple of radio shows and doing comedy. Now, I'm by no means, I'm no Chris Rock, so in the comedy world, but you have to, you're already in the public eye. They separate, but they blend, and so I'm not really too worried about it. I think if you want to be a public servant, you have to let the public see your life. I'm pretty plain spoken, and I'm pretty much upfront about who I am and what I think and what I believe. But I think that's what's going to separate me from, Mr. Burgess in this campaign, is that, I am a comedian. I can be serious, but my life's an open book. I've made mistakes in my life, but I've had a lot of wins and a lot of good people.
I'm not going to take too much of your time. Again, okay. I really appreciate you giving me an opportunity to do this interview with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
But in closing, why should Texans in District 26 vote for Eric Mauck?
The approval rating in Congress is not as low I've seen as 9%, 15%. It's crazy. It's low. And so somebody's got to come in that can be a uniter, that can make a difference, that can go to Congress and get things done. I want to fight for tax reform for the middle class. I want to fight for tax reform for businesses so we can incentivize businesses to bring jobs back to America, create jobs. And you say, I'm not running for president, but I'm running for District 26. And you see this in District 26 where the middle class is overtaxed and businesses are overtaxed. And so I want to see middle class and businesses be able to grow and have a tax rate that makes sense. Also, another thing is I'll be able to cross party lines, shake hands with the Republicans, agree with the Republicans on certain issues, and get things done. We don't have that in Congress. You need an outsider. Send an outsider, somebody that's also funny. So that's what I say to the people of District 26.
Eric, if viewers wanted to get involved with your campaign or just learn where you stand on these issues, how would they be able to do that? Sure.
You can find information. The best place is my website. It's Mauck, spelled M-A-U-C-K, 2016, so Mauck2016.com. And follow me on Twitter. It's @Mauck2016. Send me an email, Mauck2016@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you.
Thanks again. Eric Mauck, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Larry. Great show. Thanks for having me.